Welcome back to Game on the Table. This is Deep Space D6, Episode 5. Let's see how this works out. This is a new table setup, a new desk and everything, so hopefully it works out nice and you guys like it. Let's do my initial two threats. We got a strike bomber and an orbital cannon. Alright. I think this isn't going to be too bad, but boy, getting those enemies out that send a unit to the infirmary early is kind of bad. Alright, let's see what we got here. Hey, no scanners, that's great. 2 tactical, gives me 3 damage. 1, 2, and 3. That's awesome. I don't really have anything else to do, so I'm just going to return all those dice. Let's escalate. We got some raiders. Gonna roll for threat. And we got a 3. So let's see here. I think on 3, nothing activates. So let's just gather up crew. If we can get some more good rolls like that, that'd be great. Oop. Excuse me. Alright, 1 scanner. 1 tactical, not bad. Do 1 point of damage. If I choose... I've got these other ones. I think I'm going to use this commander to reassign tactical. Use my 3 damage to take these 2 health raiders out. And then I'll use 1 medical officer, return that lock scanner unit. Don't really need the science officer. Hey, friendly fire. Immediately discard that, and we have to send all of our currently assigned tactical to the infirmary. That's terrible, but at least it was early. Alright. Let's see here. Would roll for threat. There's nothing out, so nothing can activate. Let's gather up my 4 unused dice. Alright, here we go. I'm definitely going to send someone to the infirmary to reassign science to medical. Bring everybody back. And I don't really have anything else to do. No other threats out, so let's go. Warbird. Low health, does a lot of damage. Let's roll for threat. On a 5, nothing activates, so that's great. Alright, let's keep it going, see if we can keep all these threats maintained. Alright, I got 2 tactical dice here. You know what? I don't even necessarily need 2. Let's use the 1 to clear the warbird. And then let's see here. Use the 1 medical. Unlock the scanner. Don't need these other 3. So let's escalate. Hey, a flagship. Don't like seeing it. Really bad threat. 50% chance for 3 damage. Ooh, let's try that again. Okay, on a 1, nothing activates, thankfully. Alright, let's see here. Sorry, getting lost. On the 1, nothing activated. Now I get to roll my crew. And we got 1 scanner. I think the smart thing to do is send somebody to the infirmary, reassign as tactical, and you know what? Well, it's risky. It's risky to do. You know what? Let's just unlock the scanner, and let's return this die from the infirmary, and I'll take my 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Leaves the threat on the board. Not happy about that, but I've got a full complement of crew next turn as long as nothing goes too wrong. Like a strike bomber. Hey, a 2. Okay, send somebody back to the infirmary because this activates and do 1 point of damage. And flagship doesn't activate. Let's see what we got. I definitely need this commander to reassign 1 of these to tactical. Let's clear the flagship. That's 1 point of damage. And if I'm smart, okay, let's send 1 science officer to the infirmary, reassign tactical here. I could recharge my shields, but it's 1 point of damage. Let's clear the strike bomber with this 2 damage. And let's use this 1 medical officer, return the infirmary units. Alright, that's not too bad. We're keeping the board clear. That's what's important. Oops. Boost morale. So when boost morale comes out, it looks like a threat. It's not really. If I roll a 6, then I get to return one of the scanners and discard it. It's more like just a thing I have to keep track of. So let's roll. 5, doesn't activate. Let's move on to the next round. Not much I need to do here. Just need to try to avoid scanners and then, well, okay. Let's send someone to the infirmary and reassign medical. Let's use 1 scientist to get my shield back up. Let's send someone to the infirmary and reassign medical. And I'll use 1 medical officer to return, to unlock the scanner, and 1 medical officer to return everybody from the infirmary. Alright, so I got a full crew of dice, hopefully. Oh, strike bombers. Alright, let's roll for threat. Of course. So on a 3, strike bomber activates, and I've got to send somebody to the infirmary, take that 1 point of damage, so basically a reset. Alright, so lock that one up. Let's see here. We've got some options. 2 commanders means I can reassign half my crew. Definitely don't need the engineer. So let's use commander to do some tactical, and we'll do 1 damage, to the strike bomber. And then I think I'd much rather get some crew back. Well, no. Let's clear it. Let's clear it and then get our crew back. So another reassignment to tactical, do some damage. Let's escalate. Robot uprising. So that's an internal threat where if I 50% chance to send somebody to an infirmary, really don't like to see that. Hey, 6. I get to boost morale. And unlock this die and discard that. Alright. Gotta be careful, I'm knocking things around. Alright. So let's roll my 5 crew. And let's see here. Well, lock 1 back up immediately. I do have an engineer, which will allow me to clear the robot uprising, which is great. And then I have... Let's see, let me just make a little more space. It's getting a little hard to reach. I can use this commander, reassign to medical, bring this engineer back, and use science officer to recharge the shields. Okay, next threat. Hey, nothing happens. Roll for threat. Nothing to activate. Let's bring my crew back. Let's see what we got going on. These turns seem like they would be good, but really all they are is opportunity to, yeah, roll scanners. Okay, let's reassign medical, unlock a scanner. And I don't know if I really want to send somebody to the infirmary just for that, so I think I'm going to hold off. Cloaked threats. Alright, it's really not that bad since there's no other threats right now. If I roll 2 activates, but there's nothing here, so I can roll it again, but there's nothing there. Alright. Let's... Oh, almost skipped my own turn. Let's roll crew. And lock 1 up. Let's clear this threat. I always prioritize clearing the board. And then, you know what? I'm just going to let it ride. Hey, the meteoroid. Meteoroid's an interesting one. Let's roll for threat. 3, nothing happens. Let's roll my crew. Alright, get my scanner dice back. Pull out a new threat. Distracted. You hate to see it. I'm going to choose to use one of my return die there. I do also happen to have the 2 medical needed to clear distracted, so I might as well just do that. And I'll just use this tactical to ping the meteoroid down. Really want to trigger this 5 damage on my schedule when I'm ready for it, as opposed to on the meteoroid schedule, but sometimes you can't help it. Alright, let's escalate. Time warp. And I can roll for threat. On a 3, nothing activates. Alright, we got all the crew back. Oof. 2 scanners. And some interesting choices. I think it makes sense to clear the time warp. I've got the material for it. But I'm going to ping the meteoroid. Clear the time warp. Sorry, crew for it, not material. Clear the time warp. And then I'll use this medical officer to unlock one of the scanners. Well, let's escalate. Bounty ship. I hate to see it. Destroys all your shields on a bad roll. So let's see what we got going on. On a 4, thankfully nothing activates. Let's pick up my 5 crew and let's see if I can deal with this bounty ship sooner than later. Maybe not. So we bring out another threat. Space pirates. Return these die. So I do have some options here. I think what I really want to do, fire lasers, do 1 damage to this bounty ship, get it closer, and then I'm going to use stasis beam, which skips activations for anything I put a science officer on. Let's escalate. Got a boarding ship, and we'll roll for threat. Okay, on a 6, this would activate, but it's been stasised, and nothing else would activate. All right, great. That was a good use of stasis beam. That was worth my time. All right. Here we go. We've got not a terrible roll, but maybe not the roll I need. All right, let's do some damage. 2 commanders. I'm going to turn these 2 engineers into tactical. And that gives me 3 damage. And you know what? I need damage. I'm going to send somebody to the infirmary. So now I've got 3 tactical. That's 5 damage. 1, 2, 2. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 damage to the bounty ship. And then I'm going to do 1, 2 to the space pirates, clearing 2 big threats off the board. Still got to deal with this boarding ship, but that cleared off a 3 and a 6 and a 1 and a 2. So I reduced the spread of activations considerably with those 2 clears. All right. Oh, well, almost forgot. Gotta escalate. Hey, nothing happens. Now we'll roll for threat. Hey, on a 3, -2. 1, 2. And that's it. This send to infirmary, just a reminder, that just means if I clear it with an away mission by assigning a tactical die, for example, that tactical die has to go to the infirmary at the end of that round. It doesn't mean that when it does damage, I send somebody to the infirmary. Okay, let's roll my dice. Ooh, scanner. All right, we got a scanner and 3 commanders, a whole bunch of leaders, and 1 guy with a gun. Let's definitely do that. That's 1 damage, and then I would like to use a commander to do another 2. that would mean that's all I can do, I think, right? So I'll return to him. So that's 1, 2, 3 damage on the boarding ship. Things are getting a little spicier. Here's a Corsair. Corsairs don't do a ton of damage, but they do activate 50% of the time. So, not the threat you want to see. Alright, let's call that a 5. On a 5, I take 2 damage here. 1, 2. My shields are down, and nobody else activates, thankfully. So let's hope for some decent rolls here. Got work to do this round. That's not what you need. Alright, so I do get these dice back, but I do have to bring out a new threat. So another Corsair. That's terrible. Alright, let's bring the shields back up. So now at least I can suffer through a bad roll. 4s are real terrible here, and I can't do anything with this commander. Let's escalate. Cosmic Existentialism. So, got to deal with that before I can use any more science officers, which is a problem, since that would stop me from recharging shields. Let's activate threat on a 3. Just the boarding ship activates, thankfully, so that's 2 damage. 1, 2. And I got my 5 dice back, so until I clear this, I can't recharge my shields, so that's a big problem. Alright, lock 1 scanner up, and again, 2 commanders. We're not going to use that 1 commander. We're going to use 1 commander to reassign tactical and use this tactical die. We've got to output some damage, so let's clear 1 of the Corsairs. 1, 2. And I have 1 point left. Let's clear the boarding ship. 1. And then I can't really do anything with this crew member, so we're just going to have to ride that out. Fighter. Fighter's not too bad. It's the next best thing to a don't panic. Let's roll. Hey, a 4. That's a little rough. I'm glad we cleared so many things that activated on 4s. 2 damage from the Corsair. 1, 2. 1 damage from the fighter, which actually gets through the shields and hits our hull. And I think that's all that activates. So we're in a bad shape if I can't roll some science. Alright, 1 more locked up die. That's a little rough, not what you want to see. Let's... Oh, I can't recharge the shields unless I clear that. I think I can survive 1 bad hit, so maybe let's do that. Let's clear Cosmic Existentialism. And then let's actually use these 2 units. 1 to unlock 1 scanner, 1 to return from the infirmary. I always like to prioritize the infirmary because bad rolls will eventually unlock those die, whereas the infirmary, they'll always be stuck there until I clear it. So I prioritize that over the scanners. Okay, let's escalate. Assault cruiser. Not my favorite thing. And let's roll threat. 4s are bad. Hey, a 3. Wow, a 3 is nothing activates. What a lucky roll. Alright, let's go. Good rolls. Nope. Got a scanner. I can bring some... Can bring some hull back with that engineer, or... Well, let's do 1 point of damage. Let's clear the fighter off the board. I know it's not the biggest threat, but clearing hull threats in a turn is really my goal, my strategy. Let's send 1 to the infirmary so that I can reassign science and bring my shields back. And then we'll use this medical officer, bring him back from the infirmary. Let's escalate. Invaders. Wow, 4s are bad. Alright. Come on. Ooh, what did I just say? Okay. Invaders, send somebody to the infirmary. On a 4, Assault Cruiser does 2 damage. 1, 2. On a 4, Corsair does 2 damage. 1, 2. So my shields are down, but I don't think anything else is going to activate. Alright, let's roll my 3 die. Okay. Bittersweet, because I'll get those dice back next round. And I do have to deal with some new raiders. But I've got 3 points of damage. So I'm going to take the Corsair off the board. 1, 2. And, well, should I clear this? I'm getting a little tight on die. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to get those 3 back. I think I can let it sit for another round. 1, 2 for the Corsair. And let's do 1 more point of damage to the Assault Cruiser. Get him within a 2 tactical die striking range. Okay, escalate. Pandemic. Okay, now there's a 50% chance on the board to send somebody to the infirmary. That's bad. On a 2, invaders send someone to the infirmary, and nothing else activates. So that's kind of like getting off easy. Alright, a lot of medical. I know exactly what I'm going to do here. Charge the shields. I'm going to use 1 medical to bring these 2 units back from the infirmary, and I will definitely use the other one to clear the pandemic. It's not as dangerous as the invaders, but hey, clearing the whole threats off the board, that's what I'm about. Well, let's escalate. Don't panic. Great. You love to see very few don't panics in the top half of the deck, which means I'm going to get some respite once things get bad. Well, let's roll. And a 4. Let's send somebody back to the infirmary. Let's do 2 damage from the Assault Cruiser. 1, 2. And 1 damage from the Raiders, but it ignores shields. Alright. Here we go. This is not a bad roll. Let's definitely use these 2 tactical and, clear the invaders. I think now it's the priority. It's activated a couple times already. Let's use 1 science officer to recharge the shields, and I definitely want to use 1 medical, bring you back from the infirmary. I can't do anything with you, so let's see where we're at. Destroyer. 2 damage, 2 health unit, but it does 3 damage, so dangerous little ship. Let's roll threat. Jeez, just keep hitting the 4s. Okay, 2 from the Assault Cruiser. 1, 2. 1 from the Raiders, but it ignores shields, so that's not so bad. And let's see here. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Let's roll my crew. I was kind of in disbelief that I actually got all my dice back, so I was just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, terrible, 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 terrible. Immediate new threat. Interceptor. And I've got a mishmash of units here. I think I definitely do want to repair hull here by 1 point. And I think I actually want to use the commander to reassign tactical, and let's just do some damage. Who is the biggest threat right now? I think, honestly, it's gonna be, well, I want to make 4s less dangerous. Let's do 1 damage to the Raiders and get that one closer. Alright. New threat, Nebula. Nebula takes my shields completely offline. And let's roll for threat. This could be rough. On a 6, no, 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 nobody activates. Wow, that's really lucky. Okay, let's roll these 6 die. I really need a good roll because I got work to do. That'll work. That'll work. All right, that's 1, 2, 3 tactical. And I think honestly, I'm gonna reassign you. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage. So let's do 1 point of damage, clear the raiders. Now I've got 6 left. That's 2 points of damage. Let's clear this destroyer. 1, 2. And then I've got 4 damage left. Let's do 3. 1, 2, 3. Clear the assault cruiser. And 1 left over. Drop this interceptor down a bit. Okay, that was a lot of work. Still kind of vulnerable, but I think I can survive it. Alright, Space Pirates. I'm definitely running out of space here, so I'm just going to turn some of these sideways so I can fit them all. And let's roll for threat. A 4. I'm glad I cleared so many 4s. The Nebula takes 1 point of damage, so that's great. And Interceptor activates and does 1 point of damage to me there. Sorry, I should have activated the Interceptor first, technically. Let's see here. And I think that's it. So let's roll my crew. Wow, I'm knocking things around. Okay. Sorry, it's tight quarters on this new desk, but I'm hoping this is a better sounding and looking setup. Alright, 1 more scanner. Let's definitely do 1 damage, clear the Nebula. I know that kind of sounds weird, but it's got health and it takes damage, so I can shoot it. Do 1 damage to the Nebula, bring my shield back online, but at 0. Charge them all the way up, and then I'm not going to reassign. I do need to repair my hull back up to 5. Okay, and I can rotate these again because I got space. I guess I should draw a card first. Hijackers. Shoot. You never really want to see that. Alright. 1 meteoroid activates. And Interceptor activates. 1 point off my shields. And that's it. Alright. For crew, let's see what we can do. Okay, we'll immediately pull a new threat, which is a fighter. Return those die. Lock yet another die, which is not great. And then I've got science and damage. Well, let's just do the damage. Let's clear the meteoroid. I know that sounds crazy, but I just want it not hanging over my head when other things are out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage. Use the shield, recharge the shield. Sorry, use the science officer, recharge the shield. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I think that's the best I can do this round with my really bad rolls. Okay, another interceptor. Not great, not the worst, but does add up. Okay. Let's roll threat. Got a 1. On a 1, my 2 interceptors, or the 2 interceptors, each activate, doing 1 point of damage. And that's it. Okay. Need some better crew here. That's not what we need. New threat comes out. It's a fighter. We're really stacking the board here, and we need to start working on this. Okay. Science officer, recharge the shields, tactical, do your thing, clear a fighter off the board. Medical, sorry, can't use you this turn. Let's escalate. Hey, don't panic. Nothing happens. Let's roll for a new threat. Let me just roll again there. Okay, a 3. On a 3, just the 2 interceptors. 1, 2. And that's it. Alright, full set of crew back this time. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I can work with this. We gotta do damage. So 2 tactical. I'm actually just going to go all out. Let's use 2 commanders. And let's do 7 points of damage again. So 1 point of damage for the fighter. And then another 2 points of damage on this interceptor. 1, 2. Another 2 on this interceptor. 1, 2. And then my last 2 on the pirates. 1, 2. So hijackers are still a real pain, but I really, really like reducing the number of threats on the board. You want the fewest number of activations live as possible. That's generally how I do this. Alright, so that's an away mission, not a threat, so I need to denote it by there not being a red icon up there, so I need to pull another threat. Okay, assault cruisers. So 4s and 5s, real bad news. And there's a 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are hanging on by a literal thread. I thought I was safer than I was. So let's go. We got lots of work to do. Wow. Okay. That's not bad. Let's not overanalyze it. Let's take these 3 tactical. That's 5 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's clear the assault cruiser. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's ping the hijackers. 5. Let's recharge our shields all the way back up. And let's use this commander, assign an engineer, start patching some holes in the ship, because the ship's not looking good. Let's escalate. Nothing happens. Great. Roll for threat. 1. Nothing activates on a 1, so I think we're good here. Let's see if I can rebuild the ship. I haven't really seen a lot of engineers this game. Well, there's 1. I definitely want to use him. And then what am I not going to... Oh, well, missed the scanner. Got to do that. I think, honestly, I don't need to reactivate my shields. I'm going to use this commander, reassign this science officer to an engineer. That's 1, 2, 3 points of hull back. Let's do 1 point of damage to the hijackers. Keep them moving. And then let's perform this away mission so I can nullify a terrible roll in the future, which would be real handy. Alright. New threat. So Scout's not so bad. It just activates at anybody else activated. Let's see here. Hey, 4. So that's 2 damage off of my shields from the hijackers, and then the Scout does 1 additional because somebody activated. Alright. Let's see here. Come on, good rolls. Not the worst. I'm not going to use this card on a single roll, so let's just do some damage. 1, 2, and 1. So that's 3 points of damage. 1, 2, and then 1 off the Scout. Let's use my engineer. Bring 1 point of hull back. Use my medical officer. Unlock 1 of these scanner dice. Alright, down to the bottom of the threat deck. And comms are offline. Can't assign commanders until I assign an engineer. And that can be a little rough. Let me just get this tray out of here. Okay, let's roll. A 4. Nothing activates, so I don't take any damage. Let's grab my 5 available crew. Well, thankfully I got 1, so I can clear this. Let's use 1 science officer, bring my shields all the way back up, no question. Use 1 commander, reassign to another engineer, bring my hull back up. Can't use this other one. Let's go. We're getting down there. Okay, that's a rescue away mission and shield platform. Not too bad. Nothing else is out, so nothing can activate with this roll. 2, nothing activates. Let's clear these problems. I might actually have a good setup going into the boss fight if I can make it. Spoke maybe too soon? Alright, I need this. Let's do 1 point of repair on the ship, send someone to the infirmary, get myself this telepath, and then I will immediately discard it so I can look at the top 5 cards. So we've got a Don't Panic, a Mercenary, Solar Winds. Wait, how many was that? That was 4, right? 1, 2, oh no, that's 3. And the last one, Panel Explosion. So I know that's coming last. Solar Winds, Mercenary, and a Don't Panic. Interesting. Alright, can't use this Science Officer. Well, I could Stasis Beam something, but I know there's a Don't Panic coming, so it doesn't matter. Because there's nothing to activate. Okay. I've got 3 crew. Need to get some of them back. That's the job for this round. That'll do it, ironically. Send these 3 back. And let's send you to the infirmary. I just gotta start doing some damage. Deal 2 damage. Deal 1 damage, excuse me, to the shield platform down to 2 health. Let's bring that mercenary out. Okay, this is gonna be, well, mercenary's not that bad. It will always activate, because nothing activated, meaning the mercenary does do 2 damage. Sorry, that's on the 2. And let's roll my 4 dice. Let's get some crew back here. Alright, that will help. Let's bring 2 back from the infirmary. Let's reassign you to tactical. Do 1 more point of damage to the shield platform. I can't address anybody else until that's done. And then let's recharge my shields back up. Let's pull this one out. Solar Winds. I'm just going to stick it up here. Because it's just, you know, it's out there until it activates. Let's roll. On a 1, nothing activates, so the mercenary does 2 damage. Let's grab my full crew back and roll. Wow. Okay, so just chunking down the rounds. So we knew what that was, Panel Explosion. And I believe that means the boss will come out at the end of this round. And I have 3 commanders, so let's definitely assign a commander to that. So I can get rid of the Panel Explosion. And I can't use this one for anything, unfortunately. And now we bring out the boss. Not really the best shape I've ever been in. Attack Matrix. We got a 3 missile array. Got the Hydra cannons. So I'm gonna run out of space here. So I might have to do a little bit of this. And for the core. Alright, let's not forget Solar Winds is here. Oh, well, I can put the core like this. Okay. Let's roll for threat. I'm just going to clear some of this stuff out so I have more space here for this epic boss battle. Oh, you know what? I could have, should have used that. It would have given me 1 more round, but that's okay. On a 6, the core sends a unit to the infirmary. And mercenary doesn't go off because someone did. I didn't lose Hall. So, that's great. And then, let's see here, the attack matrix is still up, which means I gotta roll the threat die 1 more time. So on a 5, that's a little worse. So on a 5, no, yes. Well, you activate, but you're not destroyed. So I guess technically don't activate. So I guess I will take 2 damage from the mercenary. 1, 2. Yeah, okay. I think I played that right. I hope I did. There's a lot of rules that only apply to this boss, so sometimes I get stuff a little wrong. Alright, we got some scanners. Let's re-roll these. I gotta clear the shield platform, etc. Alright, 1 scanner, fine. Doesn't matter, no new threats will come out, but I have a lot of work to do. So let's do 1 damage, clear the shield platform, finally. So do 1 damage there. I'll throw my discard pile up there. And actually, I will use this commander. I will reassign you to tactical, and I will do 2 damage to... Sorry, knocked my mic there. 2 damage to the scout. 1, 2. Just making space. And I will recharge my shields all the way up. Okay, let's roll. Really hoping to avoid a 2. And a 1. No. Yes, 2 damage from the Hydra Cannons. 1, 2, which means the mercenary will not activate. On a 1, 2 more damage from the Hydra Cannons. That's bad. And the attack matrix is still up, so I gotta re-roll. On a 3, Hydra Cannons activate. 1, 2, which means the mercenary does not. And that's it for now. Okay. Not the best, not the worst. Well, that's not what I needed, but at least I'll get those dice back. And I guess the best thing I can do is get my shields back online. Let's roll. 6, send somebody to infirmary. That's rough. Mercenary doesn't activate because core did. I guess that's it. Nope, sorry. Attack matrix, roll the die again. Almost. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, on a 3, Hydra Cannon activates. 1, 2 points of damage. Mercenary doesn't because the Hydra Cannons did. And that's it for those threats. Thankfully I haven't rolled a 2. Hey, alright. Let's bring the shields back online. Let's return all the units from the infirmary. And then let's actually stage some damage on the barrier. And then let's roll for threat. A 6, send somebody to the infirmary. We've done this before, nothing else activates. I have to roll the threat die one more time. A 2. Ooh, okay, Solar Winds activates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage. Hydra Cannons activate. 1, 2. And that's it. Alright, we survived a very bad hit, but it's not looking good. Not looking good. Jeez, especially when you roll like that. That's terrible. Alright. So, I mean, boy, there's not a lot I can do. I guess I would really like to take the barrier down, but what I really should do is send somebody to the infirmary, get my shields back online. That's the best thing I can do, try to survive this round. I will have 4 dice next turn, so hopefully I can make it through here. I've got a 5. Recharge the barrier. Return to place destroyed, so 5. I believe that actually puts the barrier back on 2 health. And then attack matrix, gotta roll again. 3, Hydra Cannons do 2 damage. 1, 2. Mercenary activated. Mercenary doesn't activate because something did. Okay. Hey. That's the closest thing this game comes to being merciful. Okay, there's a mix. What can I do with this? Let's do 1 point of damage to the attack matrix. No, sorry. 1 point of damage to the barrier. Can't attack the attack matrix. Let's do... well, heck. Let's take some risks. Let's reassign this to tactical. And we'll get 2 more points of damage, so I'll do 1 more to the barrier. Stays here, because it'll come back if I roll a 5. And I'll do 1 point of damage to the core. Sorry, I'm really running out of space, so I'm just going to put that there. Okay, and the science officer will bring my shield back online. Let's roll. 5. Jeez, okay, brings back the barrier. And mercenary doesn't activate, barrier did. Have to roll again for attack matrix. 5, recharge, doesn't do anything. Alright, let's see what we can do. Nothing. Okay, let's send you to the infirmary, reassign medical, bring all my dice back. Let's go. Come on. On a 1, hydro cannons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have to roll again for attack matrix. On a 6, send somebody to the infirmary from the core. And that's it. Alright. Mercenary isn't really activating because basically everything you roll activates something on the Ouroboros. Okay. Good rolls. Not bad. Okay, I can do something with this. I think I need to recharge my shields all the way up. I think I need to bring you back from the infirmary. I think I need to reassign you to engineer, bring some health back up 1 point, and then let's flip in stasis beam the core, which I think you're allowed to do. Right. Let me just double check here. Don't see anything. Don't see anything telling me I can't. Yeah. So at least that stops the core from sending something back. And technically those don't activate those. So if I do roll a 6, which I don't, well, that would recharge, doesn't do anything, activates. And attack matrix, roll again. 4. 3 damage, ignores shields. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, which is so fortunate I did that because that would have just ended us right there. Okay, let's go. We got our full set of crew. Now's the time. Okay, here's that scanner. I want to do damage. I gotta roll as if that's all I got. So let's go 1, 2, clear the barrier, and then 3. So we're bringing the core down. That's the only thing I actually have to destroy besides the barrier to win the game. I can't use you. Let's roll some threat dice and hopefully survive. 5. Jeez, brings back the core. Barrier, I mean. And attack matrix, roll again. 5, recharges. Wow, okay, that was actually really lucky. Okay, we're on 1 point of hull. We do have our shields up. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe this will work? Okay, 2 commanders. I want to reassign everybody to tactical. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, killing the core. Which, hey, first victory. Boy, I hope I didn't just record myself making a bunch of mistakes that effectively accidentally cheated. But hey, that's a victory in my books. Big chunks of damage, right on 1 point of health. That's a real squeaker. Well, anyway, thank you for joining me. This has been Game on the Table, episode 6, first win of the series. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, say hi. It really helps YouTube know that you like what I'm doing. It'll show what I'm doing to more people. And if you have any comments or questions about playing Deep Space D6, leave a comment. I'll try to read them and respond. Thanks for joining me. Bye.